Venusaur EX is one of the most underrated EX Pokemon currently in the game, with many top players and content creators saying Venusaur is just average at best. I'm here to tell you why Venusaur is actually really good in this current meta and actually can compete with these top decks. So if we look at the top decks that are currently being played in tournaments, what decks does Venusaur actually beat? First is the super aggressive Aerodactyl EX deck that are either played with Primeape or a far-fetched engine, usually with Marshadow and a Hitmonlee in the back. Venusaur is also super strong against the Golem matchup as they are weak to grass types. We also have a super good matchup into the Scolipede Weezing deck, as once you get Venusaur online, there's not much they can do to stop it, as the healing with Erica and attacking with Venusaur is just too strong. Not only that, but the early game Exeggutor EX can just sweep. And then obviously there are a ton of other rogue decks that Venusaur has a good time, but there are just so many that it'd be pointless to list. So now that we talked about the winning matchups, what matchups are more neutral where either side can win? One, the most popular deck in the format, Gyarados. Venusaur actually has a really decent matchup into it, and I personally really do think that matchup is even. Another matchup that is super good for Venusaur is actually the Pikachu EX matchup, both the Pure and the Raichu variant. The reasoning for this is that once Venusaur is out, Pikachu really cannot do a lot of damage, and usually Venusaur can just sweep at that point. Although if you do have a bad hand and don't get Exeggutor EX early, or you don't get a lot of basic Pokemon to stall until the Venusaur EX is set up, you can have a rough time and it can easily spin out of control, and Pikachu can beat you. Next up is Mewtwo EX, which is a matchup that I actually thought was really bad for Venusaur in the past. With the addition of Mew EX, that matchup is a lot better, and I personally do think it is even now. So now that we talked about the neutral matchups, what are the worst matchups for Venusaur? Pure Arcanine is personally one of the worst matchups, just as Arcanine has so much damage potential. It being a stage 1, it is easier to get online with Moltres than Charizard, where sometimes your opponent just doesn't brick them. Also, Mew EX cannot one-shot Charizard, or cannot one-shot Arcanine, unlike Charizard, where Charizard really can't come out unless they have more than 1 point already, because if they knock something out, the Mew EX is just waiting in the back, where Arcanine does not have that problem. And what I personally think is also the worst matchup for Venusaur is actually Celebi. Specifically, the superior Celebi deck I think is worse than the Exeggutor EX, Mew EX, and Celebi version, and that's only because obviously they have more coin flips, and Venusaur is supposed to be a tank. When Venusaur is getting nuked in one shot, it is not a good situation. That matchup is very bad because Venusaur is obviously a grind deck game. If you have a deck that also has a really good grind game, it's not going to be good for you because they also have access to Erica. Venusaur doesn't do the most damage. You kind of just do damage over time while like not dying yourself, where Celebi has the same. They also have access to Erica, and the more turns that go on, the more coin flips Celebi is going to get. So I actually think that is the worst matchup, either that or Arcanine. So now that I told you a very brief explanation of the matchups that Venusaur are neutral, weak, and good against, let me tell you some of the strong points of the Venusaur deck and why it is super underrated. So first off, obviously Venusaur is a grass type, which allows it to be paired with one of the best EXs in the game, being Exeggutor EX. One of the most broken support cards in the game for a specific type, being Erica, healing up to 50 damage a turn. Not only that, but with the addition of Mew EX and the Leaf support card in the Mythical Island mini set, the weaknesses of the Venusaur deck got dramatically lower and the strength of the deck rose. Yo, what is going on today, guys? I am back here for another tournament run. This time I ended up taking a medal. Even though it was only bronze, it was still a super good run for a deck considered to be mid-tier by many players, which is Venusaur EX, my favorite deck in the game. As you can see here, yes, I did get 3rd place. Ended up making top 4. Unfortunately, I lost to the winner of this tournament in top 4, which is the Gyarados player. And not only did I get 3rd place with Venusaur, my boy down here, Pig Aladdin, actually got 14th place as well, with a different variant of the Venusaur deck, only playing 1 Bulbasaur in place of 2 X speeds. We've been theory crafting, so it's a really good placement for his first time using the Venusaur deck. So 2 Venusaur decks getting really good placements in the tournament is something I'm going to love. And now if we actually move over to this tab with all of the Venusaur EX placings since the Mythical Island mini set launch, as you can see from the top 3, I am the highest placing Venusaur player this current patch with a 3rd, a 6th, and a 7th placement. And I'm not showing this to be cocky and claiming I'm the best Venusaur player that exists. I'm showing this that I actually do think Venusaur can compete in the meta. So now I'm going to give an updated version of my deck. So last time in place of Leaf, I had a potion in my top 8 video. Basically, the Leaf is just way better. It lets you be able to swap Exeggutor EX out more consistently, not wasting an additional energy with an X speed or just 3 energy. I would like to add a Geo somewhere in this deck, a Giovanni. We just do not have the space. I really do not personally like the one Bulbasaur builds, as I actually like sometimes using a single Bulbasaur as like a Pokemon basically as a shield in the active spot to survive like 2 hits from a like another weak Pokemon and build up like a Bulbasaur in the back, or like Mew EX in like certain matchups. That's why I personally think the 2 Bulbasaurs are better than the 1 Bulbasaur. But one Bulbasaur build is still good. I mean, the person I talked about earlier, Pig Aladdin, actually did get 14th and just had unfortunate luck like his last game. He actually could have made top 8 as well with the 1 Bulbasaur build but 2 X speeds. So there is definitely room to like theory craft and play around and make maybe like a more optimal build with this deck. So I didn't have my face cam or my mic on for everything below top 16. So what I'm going to do is basically have my face cam on now with my mic and basically just talk over some key points and stuff. The first 2 matches are sort of long, around like 6 minutes. Everything else I kind of cut down to like 4 to 5 minutes until we get the top 16, obviously, because that's when I had my face cam and the mic on. Those are the most important games. I'll put the opponent's deck list actually in the top right, like probably like over my face cam somewhere, so you can see what I was playing against. And yeah, let's get into the games. So we start this first game off with a pretty bad hand, only drawing Bulbasaur, and we are obviously playing against the Scolipede Weezing deck. I get a super clutch top deck of Venusaur EX, so at least I know I have like the full line of Venusaur if I have to go into that. If I don't draw an exeggutor, I do have a leaf, so that is something I was like really banking on drawing. Yeah, I do actually have a Sabrina, so if we actually need to do that at some point, that is something we can try to do to like basically waste our energy. But top decking the Exeggutor EX was not something I wanted to see. And because we're going to take too much damage potentially and actually faint if we don't evolve, I just have to evolve right away. I can't bank on drawing another one. Fast forward, they just attacked me. They actually had Weezing, so we're in like a super bad situation. We do get a fucking Pokeball at this point. And we do get Execute, which is actually huge, as we do have both the Exeggutor EXs in our hand. And so what I actually do is I leaf out just to get rid of the poison. Even though if I evolved, it would have got rid of the poison as well, but I just didn't want to take any more unnecessary damage with Venusaur as possible, because obviously Venusaur can just like sweep the end game if we're not poisoned, because Scolipede really doesn't do that much damage at 70 if we're not poisoned. And they do have the Sabrina, which was super unfortunate for us, which just basically means we have more, like we take way more damage than we need to. But the only good thing about that Sabrina is if they poison us, they can't use like a Koga and like evolve into Scolipede, for example, and then just destroy us. So that's like the only benefit actually of this play. And because they actually don't evolve in the Scolipede this turn, I basically have to bank on the fact that they're just not waiting to evolve it, like in their hand, like basically like trying to like do some like sneaky play. Or I just have to pray they don't top deck it if they actually do not have it. So I end up going for the Sabrina just because I do want to get some damage on the Whirlpede, so when they do eventually evolve in the Scolipede, I can one-shot it with Giant Bloom in the future. So that was my play. I was basically just banking on them not either having it and top decking it. And yeah, spoilers, they don't, because they end up leafing out back in the Weezing. And actually, I have no clue why they did this, but they actually forgot to attack me there. I literally have no clue on why they did this. And then I'm left with a decision. Well, my Venusaur is at like 40 HP, dude. Like, it's so weak. Let me just guarantee do some damage to this Weezing, get some of the hill back, and basically pray they don't have a Koga and Scolipede, because if they don't, I'm in like a decent position. If they do, I'm not in the best, especially if they have a Koga, because we just take more damage. And they actually have the Scolipede. So I'm at this point, I'm like, well, I probably just lost this game. They don't use Koga, and I'm like, okay, we're chilling. I actually think it's a super good position. Weezing is at 10 HP. I even draw Professor Research, which is super nice. You should be able to like draw something else that's like useful. And we top deck an Erica, which is one of the best top decks I could have seen in that moment. We plus on the Mew EX basically because we don't want to get Sabrina and then have to swap Venusaur back in. And I decided to just do a raw switch with Venusaur, wasting the 3 energy. But it basically saves Venusaur for a position where it can come back later in the game and one-shot something with Giant Bloom. The Erica, if I draw a second one, I could just hill up back to like 150 HP and just be in a totally fine position. So they sent out Venipede, which literally does not matter. It doesn't do anything for us. They kind of just, I feel like what they're doing is basically just banking on like evolving it next turn, poisoning us, and then coming with Scolipede after that. But we use the Erica obviously on Venusaur for a late game so it doesn't get one shot. We get a super clutch heads with Exeggutor EX, and at that point, honestly, the game's just guaranteed. I don't think there's like a literal single thing they could do. Because like, for example, if they like put Weezing in and then Koga out, then the Scolipede's just going to get fainted by Venusaur in the next turn. So at this point, I know for a fact we won the game. Another Sabrina, but we have the Bulbasaur in the back, so we just send a Bulbasaur. They can't knock it out in one hit. And we have the XP just swap out, and we put Venusaur in getting the last point, and that's how we win the very first game after a super long grind game. We're just looking kind of dicey, only having Venusaur that is super weak. But the Pokeball into Execute was one of the most clutch situations we could have had with this very first game / set of the tournament. And then obviously they just concede. So we have a really good hand once again. I'm basically debating on, do I want to put Execute in the first spot, or do I put Bulbasaur basically to take some damage so Execute doesn't have to take any unnecessary damage? And I just decided to go with Execute. I don't place anything else down because I don't want to get Sabrina'd in. Basically fast forward, our opponent breaks really hard. Obviously we had the Exeggutor EX combo. After attacking once with Execute and then the next turn evolving in the Exeggutor, we get the guaranteed knockout on Venipede. And it's like at this point, like our opponent just really has nothing, and we basically, we stack up Bulbasaur in the back. We have Exeggutor EX, and we're basically just guaranteed the win at this point. There's like not a single thing they could do, because if we knock out both the Scolopedes, the Weezings are not going to be able to solo an Exeggutor EX and a Venusaur in the back. And fast forward, they just eventually concede, as exactly what I was talking about. They really had no options there. And that is the first game of the tournament and the first set going 2-0. So starting game 2, we are actually facing a very interesting deck, which is Exeggutor EX, Victrebell, and Tauros. Spoiler alert for the first game. One, I didn't draw my Ivysaur, so it didn't really matter, but I actually placed down 2 Bulbasaurs. Totally forgetting that Victrebell's ability is what it is. I was like, oh, they don't have Sabrina, I could just place anything on my back row. Yeah, that's obviously not the case, as I have the Sabrina, and I go Exeggutor EX basically back in, and I'm like, well, it's either land a heads or lose the very first game of the set. And yeah, obviously, let's just see what happens. Can Exeggutor EX actually get the lucky heads flip and win us the very first game? And he actually doesn't. He doesn't clutch up, and we are actually down 0-1. And I'm like, dude, I'm actually about to lose to a Victrebell Exeggutor EX, bro. I'm like, what is going on? Is Venusaur actually bad? But then we start game 2 with the God combo, Egg and Egg EX going first. Could not ask for a single better hand. With a Professor Research and a Leaf, I'm unstoppable, bro. Not only that, but I have the Ivysaur this time guaranteed. So I can't be in an endgame where Victrebell just brings in the Pokemon it wins like last game. And I even have the Erica, so I'm like, okay, dude, at this point, Erica, Ivysaur, Exeggutor EX, and a Sabrina with a Leaf, I should just be guaranteed to win this game. And not only that, but after not clutching up last game, the very first coin flip is the heads, and Exeggutor EX just knocks out one of the Bellsprouts. Now we're in an Exeggutor EX mirror match, which is very funny because obviously this is a 50-50. Whoever gets the better coin flips at the end of the day does win, but thankfully we do have an Erica in our hand, so we can get back to almost full HP after taking this 40 damage. So I actually get a Professor Research from the top deck, and I'm like, well, I'm not guaranteed to get knocked out by Exeggutor EX. So I was like, well, there's really no point in me using the Erica now. I could save the Erica potentially for later, and then our only Exeggutor actually gets the heads, which is just super great for us. So, and we also have one in the back, and I'm just feeling good, bro, because if this one gets knocked out and we don't draw Venusaur, we put in the second Exeggutor EX, bro. At that point, I feel like we should just be able to knock 2 things out. And they actually get a Tails again, which allows me to Erica up and then survive 2 more coin flips guaranteed. So at that point, I'm like, yeah, we're just kind of chilling, dude. There's really nothing they could do. I draw Mew EX, not going to do my mistake from last game and place it down. I do not want that to get pulled in by Victrebell. And we're just in a super solid position. I really do not see a way of us losing this game personally. And not only that, we don't land the heads, which is very unfortunate. But at this point, dude, just a couple more coin flips and this Exeggutor EX is going to go down. We already have the 1 point, so. But with a Leaf and evolving into Victrebell is one way to actually get around losing to Exeggutor EX, knocking out their Exeggutor EX. And they do attack us for 60, but it's like, this Victrebell is really only doing 60 damage. We hit top deck Venusaur, so now I'm like, okay, well, there's literally no way we lose this. Because we do 40 damage to Victrebell. They might Erica up, actually. But I decided, I'm like, you know what? I save Exeggutor EX. I don't take the knockout just for a situation where it might matter. I just put in Venusaur, do the raw 60, and yeah, they can Erica up. But I'm gonna they're gonna only be doing 30 damage to me if they stick with Victrebell, because the next turn I attack with Giant Bloom and I hold 30 up. So I'm like, yeah, swap it in Venusaur early. Don't let them get the knockout. And then there's not really a single thing they do. Like we could Sabrina now and we just knock out Tauros or Exeggutor EX. if we don't want to knock out this Victrebell, I'm like, yeah, we're just like in a basically a position where we just win. And yeah, they can see because they see themselves that they're in a checkmate. So the third game starts once again. We have one of the best combos in our hand, but we are going second and they start to execute. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, I was so nervous because we already lost that very first game. Obviously we are 1-1. Whoever wins this next game wins the set. I'm like, dude, let me draw a basic. I got a Professor Research. I'm like praying to God I get a Pokeball or a basic, a single thing that prevents me from losing. I don't get a single basic. I'm like, I'm gonna lose to a Hedge from Exeggutor EX. I'm like, it's over. I'm like, I already know, dude. I've done it to so many people myself. Just getting an insta win with a head slip. I'm like, it's my time, bro. I'm paying for my sins. And they actually have Exeggutor EX, bro. I'm shivering in my boots, bro. It's like 7 p.m., bro. I'm scared for my life. I'm closing my eyes. I'm not even looking at my phone, dude. And we live. Spoilers. And after, you know, praying, bro, that I actually won that, or I lived that attack, we have Erica on our own executor, dude. So I'm like, okay, this man is going to have to be on a solo mission for the meantime, as obviously I have nothing else. Basically, I have to like pray to draw a Bulbasaur or another execute, as I need another Pokemon, because I don't think Exeggutor EX can really do it, considering that Tauros is in the background sniffing me out. But we get a super good heads, dude. Like, if we could just land one more, it would be phenomenal. Somehow knock this thing out in 2 turns. And Erica prevents that, which is why Erica's so broken. And they have a second one win in the back. At this point, I'm like, okay, dude, I literally need to draw something that is useful, or else I am so screwed. Not only that, but they actually end up landing it head. So now I'm like, well, if they just land one more, I'm out. Top deck another Ivysaur. Thankfully, Tauros has only 3 energies. So, or only has 1 energy. So they can't like leave, for example, and then swap in and knock me out. So I'm basically just making on another Tells, and they actually get a Tells, giving us 1 more chance of life and 1 more top deck to be able to stay in this tournament and not lose a set in the second set of this tournament. Top deck of Bulbasaur. All I need to say, bro, there's literally not a single better top deck I could have gotten besides a Pokeball or a Professor Research in the Bulbasaur. I was like low-key debating. I'm like, do I swap out? I was like, no, don't even risk it. Like, don't take the unnecessary chance of getting a heads on the Bulbasaur. We just take the guaranteed knockout on the Exeggutor EX. And then what I realized is, wait, Ivysaur is broken because they knock out Exeggutor EX with Tauros. Tauros only does 40 damage if I'm not an EX. It takes it's gonna take 3 turns to be able to knock me out on Ivysaur. And then Ivysaur can just 2-shot it. Not only that, but I actually top deck an Erica. So if they end up swapping in the Exeggutor EX and landing a heads, I could still live basically. So they actually do swap in the Exeggutor. Like I said, they land a Tells though, which is the huge part. And that's what I'm about to say. If they land a Tells, I could heal up the back to full health and land 1 more HP. Or land 1 more attack before I evolve. And then I top deck the Sabrina, dude. So all I have to do is Erica up. I mean, I could have technically evolved in the Venusaur because I wouldn't be threatened by a knockout either way. I just choose to stay Ivysaur for some reason, even though like it doesn't matter. And then I Venusaur in Sabrina, and then we win the second set. After having a pretty bad early start, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That was way too many clutch moments, or like way too many close situations where we almost lost. That I was so uncomfortable. So my third match was actually against a Mewtwo player, and I'm totally fine in the matchup, but they actually didn't show up in the 10 minutes they needed to, so I got a free win, which means I am forced to wait 45 minutes until the next set begins. So I headed over to YouTube and actually found out that 98.6% of you that watch are not subscribed. Okay, nah, I'm just kidding. I can't believe I just did that segment, bro. But anyways, actually on to the next match. Let me stop memeing around. So finally we get to game 4. And I'm facing against one of my worst matchups, which is Arcanine and Moltres. And I'm not gonna lie, this whole recording was only 4 minutes. And when I cut it down, it ended up being 1 minute, and that's not even because there's not really a lot of the, I mean, not really, honestly, just watch, bro. I'm not even gonna say anything, just watch. I'm just gonna stay here in silence, bro. It's a minute long. We have a God Hand, Exeggutor EX, X speed. So we can swap out the Bulbasaur. Red card. That's how the first game went. I tried to come back. That honestly, we just lost so much more momentum, bro, from that red card. It was just over. There was literally just nothing I could do. And second game, they started off actually 2 Moltres, and they actually end up getting 2 flips, dude. And all I have is a single Bulbasaur. So, and most of these decks run like a bunch of X speeds and leaves. I'm like, whoa, dude, they definitely have one in their hand. I just get knocked out next turn. I don't have a single other basic Pokemon. It's not even worth it, bro. I already know I lost. So that is actually game 4. So we then get super lucky, and we are actually going against the far-fetched Aerodactyl EX hyper aggressive deck after facing the obviously bad matchup and going already 1 game down in the first 3 sets of the tournament. So I was like, okay, dude, I literally cannot lose another match. And thankfully, Venusaur is super strong in this matchup. Not only that, X speed with Exeggutor EX. Farfetch can't knock us down with a Giovanni, which is actually the only scary thing in this matchup, is actually starting with execute only. And if they go second, dude, Farfetch like Geo just instantly kills us, which is something I'm always scared about in this matchup, which is like, it stresses me out, but I know it's super good because Venusaur just sweeps in this matchup. But I already have Exeggutor EX out, dude, and their Pokemon don't really do a lot of damage. Like Marshadow does come in and like could potentially like knock Exeggutor EX out, dude, but we already have Venusaur EX, so at that point, I mean, we're just chilling. And there's not really much they could do at that point, because like this deck cannot beat Venusaur EX unless Venusaur EX has like substantial damage already done to it before it's like fully evolved and gets like fully set up with the 4 energies. I mean, we get a Tails on Marshadow, but because we got the heads on Farfetch'd, it doesn't matter, it can't attack us. They eventually put Aerodactyl EX in, but we have not only that, but we have the Erica and Venusaur in the back. So at this point, we just kind of like sweep. And with the help of Erica, we're able to live 2 more Aerodactyl EX attacks. Not that we really care about the damage. Obviously, the 40 damage is nice just for Venusaur to be able to come in and knock it out in 1 hit. But we basically just use the Erica to stall out until we have Venusaur fully set up. So when Exeggutor EX gets knocked out, we're chilling. I have the Mew EX in the back in case we get Sabrina, just because I don't want someone to like usually get knocked out. So that's why I place Mew EX. It's not really good, the copy's ability, but it's always just a nice Sabrina target because it's like a 1 retreat cost. Anyways, game 2 starts, and they have a Farfetch, but we have like 2 Bulbasaurs, which is like what I was talking about earlier in the deck profile. I like 2 Bulbasaurs, basically you just want to stall. Fast forward, we draw the whole Venusaur line, and we actually have the second, we like the first Venusaur feints, or Bulbasaur feints. We have the second one fully built up, 2 energy, and Farfetch only has 60 HP, so even though we're only doing the 3 energy attack, we just knock it out. Like Marshadow comes in, for example, it does 100 damage to us. I could care less. I mean, we heal 30 up anyways. So 2 Marshadows can't even knock us out if we're at full health, which is like a fun fact. And that's not even counting Erica's. And like they have Marshadow, Hitmonlee, and potentially Aerodactyl EX coming in. I could care less. Like I guess like a Sabrina could be annoying, but we have Mew EX to take like a couple hits. And then we even just top deck an Erica, even though we like didn't need it. It just makes it like even easier for us to just sweep the game of Venusaur. And with that, we fully swept a Venusaur. There's literally not a single thing they could have done. And yeah, now we are up 3-1 in sets in the tournament. After we attack 1 more time, but they concede before we attack. And that is the 5th game. So now on to game 6 against Gyarados, which is actually one of the main reasons I ended up picking up Venusaur, because I actually thought I had a really decent matchup into it. Obviously, like I said, it is neutral though. But basically, we start with Mew EX, which is nice. At least Mew EX can tank a couple hits. Mew EX actually is pretty useful in this matchup because, like, if Exeggutor does 40 damage to Gyarados, the Gyarados players do not actually run potions. So Mew EX can copy Gyarados and then actually knock it out after Exeggutor does 1 attack, which is like a cool fun fact. Or even if like Bulbasaur somehow does damage to it, or like an Ivysaur. So it is just like a cool scenario to think of, like in your head. But they Sabrina my Venusaur in, and these games take so long, so I heavily edited this game. I totally forgot. I probably like get over that. I was like, so like the pause buttons show up at the bottom. Not like it really blocks anything though. But yeah, and also the nice fact is Venusaur does actually one shot Druddigon if they don't play blue, which most Gyarados decks haven't yet, which I feel like that is going to be a meta call. And Mewtwo EX decks and Gyarados decks are gonna start taking out Misties and whatever Mewtwo EX plays. They're gonna start running blues because blue is super good in these matchups. Or maybe Gyarados might, but I feel like Mewtwo EX is definitely gonna start playing blue because that card is broken. It prevents Mew EX from actually copying them. Or like one knocking Mewtwo out unless they have a Giovanni. Yeah, but basically we're in an endgame now where Gyarados comes in. Like Venusaur's at full HP. And there's nothing they can do out of 6 energy, so we can't even like lose energy, like potentially, bro. So after some time they concede because they kind of like know they can't do anything. If they put Articuno in, Articuno can't attack. It's only a matter of time. And that is the first game of the set. So actually having almost an identical hand through the first game of Mew EX with a Pokeball, I was like, well, this looks familiar. But thankfully, like I said, Mew EX is like a pretty good tank. Fast forward, this is a super long game, dude. I just decided to like cut out almost the whole thing. We have Exeggutor EX in with Venusaur in the back with 5 energy, so no matter what happens, like if Gyarados attacks, we are guaranteed to still be able to do full bloom. And I'm not sure when, but I actually ended up putting this on like 8 times speed because this takes forever. They basically stall out just trying to find a single solution to win. But there's just none, bro, because they don't have a single point. Venusaur is in the back for Gyarados. Greninja attacking Venusaur doesn't do a single thing because it takes 3 Greninja Shurikens before Gyarados can actually one-shot us. And that's not even counting using the like self-healing bro or Erica, so I'm just in like a super good position. I think it's going to be soon where I actually speed it up. I think as soon as like Venusaur comes out on attack. So I'm kind of like waiting for that to just like stop yapping. Yeah, but like we put Venusaur in there in a checkmate situation where we just 2-hit knock out Gyarados. Like if something else comes in, we're chilling. Like low-key, I guess like swapping the Greninja attack in and then coming back in with Gyarados is like one thing. But at that point, like, they can't do that because we're actually building up the second Venusaur, so we can just, like, swap out. And obviously, if they're not attacking up Gyarados, we don't lose the energy. So after attacking, Gyarados is weak. They don't have potions. It's basically, what are they going to swap into to try to stall? And then, yeah, this is when it's, like, 8 times speed, bro. It's just a long grind game. So I'll just let the speed show you what happens. This is actually kind of like funny watching the bro at max speed. Just looking at the timer going all the way down to 11 minutes. But yeah, they attack us with Gyarados, but at that point, like, they kind of just like give up, bro. They know it's over. I Erica because they made me sit through that long grind game. And I hit them with the Giant Bloom to win the set. Which is, I believe this is game 6, which means we're actually 5-1. So as long as we win one more game, we're almost basically guaranteed top 16. Well, what do you know? We move on to game 7, and guess what? Another Gyarados deck. We're in for a long set once again, and we actually have Mew EX for the 3rd time in a row, basically going in the active spot against the Gyarados deck, which I thought it was kind of hilarious. And they start off Druddigon, but dude, I mean, I have the Pokeball. I'm just like kind of like chilling. I'm pretty sure I get Execute off of this. Yeah, and I have Exeggutor EX too, so I'm like, okay, well, if I draw the X speed, or if I draw like Leaf or something, I could just put it in the next turn. And they have Druddigon. I literally could not care less. Yeah, I mean, we literally top deck the Leaf like I was saying. And they don't have a single thing else. So I'm like, okay, well, usually I don't like attacking Druddigon of Exeggutor, bro. Like, depending on how like much energy a Gyarados, not a Gyarados, but a Magikarp has in the back, where you're like, yeah, if a Gyarados is in the back too. I'm like, well, there's nothing else up, bro. We might as well start attacking this, kind of pray. And then I noticed something in the top left. Almost. I think it's after this turn is when I notice it. Let's see. Gyarados with fire energy in the deck was something I did not have on my 2025 list, but they literally don't have like any other basic Pokemon. So I was like, well, like for example, like it'd be hilarious if they got a Magikarp now, but then I top deck a Sabrina, which they actually get the Magikarp. I don't top deck the Sabrina though, which is super unfortunate. But I mean, this Rudigon is already gonna faint, so I'm like, okay, well, we have Venusaur in the back, we have Exeggutor EX. I was like, might as well just Erica up, bro, in case like somehow they have like a something that could knock it out. But I mean, they don't. There's like literally nothing they can have to knock it out, because if they put Froakie down, that's only 20 damage. They don't have a Geo. I was like, oh, why not, bro? We don't really need the Erica, honestly, bro. Like, we already have Venusaur. And they put Frogadier down, and we top deck a Sabrina, dude. Once that thing has 4 energy on it, so I was like, oh, well, we're just guaranteed the win at that point, because the Greninja is not going to be able to solo a Venusaur and a second Exeggutor EX. And that is how our first game went super lucky. I'm actually still super surprised to see Fire Energy in the Gyarados deck, but it's like low-key not bad theoretically, because you actually make Rudigon like more useful, but you do have the chance of never getting the Water Energy for Gyarados, so I guess kind of a trade-off. Game 4, Mew EX in the active spot again, bro. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, okay, well, I guess Mew EX just loves the Gyarados matchup or something. And after skipping, because like I said, these games are so long, Mew EX tanks in the front spot. We do use a Leaf, and I'm like, well, he can like Water Shuriken me twice, knock Mew EX out, but I could care less. Or I mean, I could not care less. We have Venusaur in. Venusaur is doing damage to Greninja. They don't have a single energy on Gyarados, so unless they get a super godlike Misty Flip, I'm like, okay, well, Venusaur is just gonna sweep at this point. And by the time it knocks out Greninja and Rudigon, like, we're just chilling. And not only that, but if they place out another basic Pokemon after I knock out Rudigon and Greninja, which I actually do end up knocking out Rudigon, I just cut it out because it just takes so long in the game. Our opponent concedes because they kind of know there's nothing they could do. And even if they did, for example, have like something else, I had the Sabrina, so I'm kind of just chilling. And that is actually game 7. I mean, we just need one more game to make top 16. So after clutching up, after having that embarrassing loss against the Arcanine deck, we ended up going 6-1, which leaves us to game 8. Both me and my opponent was already 6-1 in the tournament. Even if one of us lost and the other one win, we both still make top 16, because I'm pretty sure on the standings we were like number 5 and 6. So we're just like, we might as well tie. There's really no point of playing it out. Not only that, it was against Celebi EX, which I really don't like that matchup personally. So I was totally fine with it. So we actually had to wait 45 minutes after calling a judge and getting a tie. So in the meantime, I went to YouTube to see if one of my favorite streamers were live. Oh, wait. Anyways, we finally made it to the top 16. I have the actual live reactions now. I don't have to like commentate over it and like go off what I remember in my head. And I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the video. And thank you guys for all the love and support. So it's another Magikarp or Greninja deck. Alright, I've already played 2 of these. Let's go. We should be chilling. Unless we draw an absolutely garbage hand. Hopefully we go first with a Execute EX combo, and a Sabrina would be really cool. Holy shit, okay, dude, Professor Researcher is probably the best thing we could have drawn, just because our starting hand was not the best. Okay, Pokeball. Oh, dude, 2 Pokeballs. That's actually godlike. And I'm fine with like getting either one, to be honest. Obviously, I would like both of them, because obviously we can swap in the Execute if we get an Execute. But let's see, we get 2 Bulbasaurs. I'm still kind of fine with that, just because we have the Ivysaur. So hopefully we draw Venu, because Venu is really good in this matchup. Let's see. Yeah, it's just the standard list. 2 Misties, no Sabrinas. I don't have to worry about anything. I technically can place another Bulbasaur if I really want to, but I might leave it for an Execute. What did they just use? Professor Research on a Pokeball? Yeah, so they're guaranteed Magikarp. Yeah, okay, that's kind of annoying. Yeah, we're gonna want to build up Bulbasaur as fast as possible. Ooh, that Execute's actually godlike. I'm still going to build up Bulbasaur for now. Like, I low-key could even set up a second one if I really want to. But I think next turn, I might just have to go for a heads-on Execute on that thing. Also, we need to top deck a Venusaur, because if we don't top deck a Venusaur anytime soon, Ivysaur is obviously not doing anything. But we have 9 cards left already, so another Professor Research or something could be really good just to propel us. We just top deck Venusaur either way. This is top 16, by the way, so winning this makes top 8. Because they don't have access to Gyarados yet, I'm gonna go for a... Oh, wait, I put the energy on Venusaur. You know what? I actually don't mind that. I was low-key thinking about attacking an Exeggutor, bro, but I guess it's fine. I can do that next turn. I want them to send a Gyarados and then knock out this thing. We get the second Execute, which I might put down just to put in the second Exeggutor EX, possibly. But I think I'm going to save it for now in case. The question is it worth it to bait this thing in? No, I don't think it's worth it to bait Gyarados in. I could leave and then swap in the Exeggutor EX. If he does swap in, he can't actually damage me. And they don't have the evolution of Greninja yet, so depending on what happens next. Okay, they probably have Greninja though. So now we're in a pretty bad spot. But if they use Leaf and then send Gyarados in first, that's a huge mistake on their part. So we're kind of banking on drawing either an X-Speed or Sabrina. Okay, we draw Sabrina, but we can't swap out yet, which is super annoying. Yeah, I think we save the Sabrina for next turn because we want to be able to knock out the thing. The question is, do I just put Druddigon in? I might actually Leaf out and then start attacking with Druddigon or Exeggutor EX. Yeah, I want to bait that. I need to bait this Gyarados in. So if I do this, playing like land that heads, we just force him in. I think because I'm not gonna have yeah, I think I'll just do this for now. If we land a heads here, that's massive. We don't land the head, so we don't threaten the knockout on Druddigon. I don't think it matters. The main reason I'm doing this play is I'm trying to force in Gyarados. If we can get Gyarados, and even if you're ninjas, it does not matter. We still live the Gyarados and Venusaur attack after 2 of them. And I mean, we have what, 5 cards left in our deck? We have 6. So if we drop Professor Research into like an Erica or something. Oh yeah, they put it in. That's the that's what I was hoping for. That's exactly why I did that play. The only way we lose this though is if Venusaur loses the energy. So that is something we have to worry about. Yeah, it all comes on the if we lose this energy or not. Let's see. We don't lose your energy. Okay. And now I think we have this in the bag. This is perfect for us. And I mean, we have Exeggutor EX and both Bulbasaur and Ivysaur. We might have to place them down in case for some reason. But yeah, we just Giant Bloom now. And they can't really do much, especially if the Ericas. Not only that, but they actually lost the energy on Gyarados, so unless you get like a Misty Flip on Greninja, they can't even swap like Greninja and they do like attack. So they do Leaf out, but where are they gonna... Oh, well, they have the Leaf. I guess that's a... And then we get the guaranteed damage on Greninja. I think what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna stack Venusaur up with more in case I have to swap out. Or like, I possibly could like try to stack like Mew EX on or something, but... Yep. There is literally no downside to using this Sabrina. Yeah, there's no downside to using the Erica, just to guarantee it. Even though we would have held up the 180 anyways, and we would have been fine. Actually, if we're at 180 and we attack, we would have been 160. Actually, you know, using that Erica was clutch. Because now we go down to 150, yeah, and they don't play Giovanni, so we're just guaranteed the win. Yeah, they just concede. So that is game 1. It is not over yet, though. Low-key going first, like I said, with Egg EX, like right away, bro, like a Sabrina to snipe out the Magikarp would also be like really cool right now. Let's see if it happens. Nah, it doesn't happen. I mean, we have Mew. We do have the XP, so if we do draw like a Bulbasaur or something, we can't go into it. But honestly, this is not looking like the best hand, depending on what we draw. Oh, dude, actually, an Execute would have been so hard right now. Oh, wow. That's phenomenal. That's actually probably the best top deck we could have got. Because at this point, I mean, unless they land a lucky Misty Flip, dude, I don't mind attacking Druddigon early game. Especially if we go first, get Exeggutor EX on our 3rd turn. Or our 2nd turn, but the 3rd turn in the game. I don't mind attacking the Druddigon just because, especially with the Erica, and if I get a lucky heads flip, I can knock it out, dude, before this, broken. But it looks like he doesn't even have a Druddigon, so if I land a heads here, this is almost just GG's. Also, it depends. I can actually top deck the Sabrina, and if I top deck the Sabrina, then I'm not saying it's guaranteed, bro, but it's almost guaranteed. Oh my god. That's actually phenomenal. I can't believe I just spoke that into existence. Yeah, this just guarantees our way in the top 8. And they even lose the energy, bro. And we have the Erica. I mean, at this point, I literally do not think there's a way to lose this. Unless they get another Magikarp and literally get like a 4 Misty Flip. Like, I think that's the only way. Because there's no reason to build up on Execute. I guess I could technically like swap them out. But basically what we want to do is we're kind of like fishing for a heads here because we want to 2-shot the Druddigon. Because we don't really want to attack it 3 times. If we attack it 3 times, that's 60 damage. Then again, Greninja can't like damage us anyways. Like, they can't knock us out. Because the max is going to do is 88. We have the Erica, so once I attack it like this next time, I'm just going to Erica back up to full health. But yeah, sniping that Magikarp off was insanely good. We were guaranteed Bulbasaur. That's perfect. Not only that, we have 7 cards left in our deck with Professor Research, so we draw 3 cards next turn. Yep, we just start stacking it up on this. And we land ahead, and we just guarantee the win. Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, I think we're like 100% guaranteed top 8. I guess it doesn't matter. I was like low-key thinking about swapping this Exeggutor EX. I don't know why I put the energy on it, actually. That actually might have been a misplay. I think we're still chilling. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna lie. We actually screwed up really big. Because now if we lose energy... Actually, no, I think we're still fine. Yeah, but we definitely misplayed like crazy. We would have been guaranteed the win. Now it's kind of like, I'm getting nervous. Unless, like, oh no, they can't attack anyways next turn. I think they use both Misties. No, they have one more Misty. If we Misty and we lose our energy, then we're in a terrible spot. But okay, they can't Misty now, they can't attack either. They do chunks, I mean, if they attack a Venusaur just restores at the end of the turn, so it's like, I guess the only play is like swapping Gyarados out for a Druddigon at that point, dude. It's just prolonging the inevitable. Because they lose all the energy on Gyarados. And then they just concede. Okay, thank God. I was not trying to have this thing. GG's. Oh, shit. This is nothing, though, because we always get the top 8 and we lose right away. Can I break the curse, or can I at least get, like, 4th place or something, bro? Please. Dude, fuck, I'm so nervous for this match, dude. It's against Celebi, Exeggutor EX. I hate this matchup. I think this is actually Venusaur's worst matchup. Dude, I'm actually, like, super stressed. I don't know why, dude. I have such bad anxiety right now. And it's only because I made 2 top 8s with Venusaur. And I just lose instantly, dude. I would rather, like, I know winning is everything. But, dude, just let me at least win this. Okay, we are going second, so please don't let them start to execute. Please, I want to see Celebi in that first stop, please, bro. Mew EX literally does not do anything for this matchup. Like, if they copy Venusaur's ability, for example, they have to attack me 3 times just because we heal up. So it's like, then that's not even, like, thinking about the Ericas. They could have like an X speed. I mean, they do have like 2 X speeds in their deck. Okay, Professor Research is probably one of the best things we could have seen. Just because our hand is pretty bad, actually. X speed into Bulbasaur. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to let this execute tank, unfortunately, unless we draw its evolution. I don't see the point of doing early damage. I guess low-key I could have done 40 damage to the Mew. But they do have a potion, so they could potion it back up. And Celebi, so depending on what they put it on. If they put it on execute, then they probably have an X speed plus Exeggutor EX combo. Or they just sack up Celebi, which is super obnoxious for us. Yeah, we low-key need to draw an Exeggutor EX. Dude, I almost kind of want to go for the damage, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know why, I feel like the damage is gonna add up later on. Like, maybe this is just like me being stupid, like, because if you're top deck Venusaur, but I really want to get Mew EX under 100 HP. So in an endgame situation, we like knock it out of Sabrina. Others gonna leave out and put Celebi. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing. Oh, they have Exeggutor EX. Fuck. Yeah, that's just unfortunate, dude. I mean, we had a pretty bad hand. I mean, if they land at heads here, it's just GG's. Like, there's no coming back from it. That's just fucking unfortunate. Dude, every time we get the top 8, we get the worst hands possible. This happened exactly last time, too. Right, we still have one more game, though. Stacking the energy up on Ivysaur, I don't think it's really gonna matter. And they just have the Celebi. At that point, it's just a GG's. Fuck. Dude, like, I wouldn't mind, like, losing, like, actual games, but, like, games like that, dude, where it's just, like, unplayable. Like, what am I supposed to do in that situation? We go first, so if we can get executed, that's fucking godlike. We get executed, but we don't get Exeggutor EX, so we have 2 turns to draw him. And if we don't, we basically screwed because we get another hand with no other basics. So it's like, yeah, they have Exeggutor EX 100%. They wouldn't be doing this if they didn't. And they're actually X speeding out, I guess, in case I have an Exeggutor EX. Which means they either have a second X speed or they're going to just put the energy on Mew EX and then swap out next turn. And I just draw a fucking Bulbasaur, bro. Like, come on. And I'm not even trying to sound like salt. Well, if they legit ahead, it's just GG's. Okay, I mean, we have a chance now. It all literally comes down to what we draw. Oh my god. Thank god. That was actually super, that was like almost like super toxic. I think we saved the Sabrina. I don't think we need to do damage like me or anything. We have the Erica. I'll save the Erica for now. Loki should use, I guess if they swap out. The heads is huge though, especially if they don't have an Erica. If we can land 2 heads now, that like totally negates like the whole bad start of the game. But the Exeggutor EX, dude, that was, how many cards do we have in our hand? That was a 2 in 13 chance of getting something that would actually do something, because if we didn't draw the Exeggutor EX, honestly, bro, I think we just lose the match. Hopefully get a Tails, because then I'm going to Erica up. They get a Has themselves, so I don't even think it's going to be, it's not even worth Ericing up. I guess it is, Loki, so they can't knock us out of theirs. And we draw Venusaur, that's actually pretty huge now. It's like, do I need that? It's like, if they knock, I mean, I guess if they knock me out of Exeggutor, bro, like they're gonna knock me out of Exeggutor. What do I do in this situation? I guess this, forces them to swap out potentially while in the heads, maybe. Oh my god, that's actually, okay, I went from bitching to actually having like a really good potential. Because we do have the Sabrina, which is something huge. I mean, Celebi has 3 energy, so it has a, what, 66, like 69% chance or 66% chance of knocking us out. This Bulbasaur in the back is looking pretty bad, dude, from a Sabrina too. I need to see 2 Tails, please. Okay. They would just land 2, wouldn't they? They would just land 2. They probably have an Erica in their hand too. I mean, maybe not. If they didn't use an Erica earlier, but they probably drawn one by now. I mean, I could Sabrina something in. I really am going to get Sabrina. I already know it. I mean, we're already going to lose to a Sabrina. If they have a Sabrina, they have a Sabrina. Yeah, I think we lose to a Sabrina now. If only I didn't place that second Bulbasaur down. I placed it down in case we had to use it as a tank. Okay, they use Erica. Never mind. That's better for us. I mean, I guess it's technically better for us, but it's not. I don't really know if it actually is better than us. But hopefully we can draw an Exeggutor EX or something. And if, dude, especially if they get really bad luck. Okay. Okay, I mean, 2 is something. Yeah, we have to Erica that back up to go over the next threshold. And we do draw the X. Okay, so we don't need the Professor Research. That is... Oh, we don't even have an Erica. What am I talking about? Fuck. I could prolong this by... No, I need to just attack the Celebi, but the Celebi needs to get weak. We just have to land 5... we just have to live 5 coin flips. That's our only win condition. I think they're going to go for it too. They just need to land 3 out of 5. I don't see why not. If the first coin flips ahead, we just lose. I already know it. Alright. Oh my god. I can't believe it. Holy shit. Our luck. Oh my god. Dude, that went from so bad to just somehow good. We just got super lucky that game. Dude, those 2 head flips on the Exeggutor EX in the top deck is actually just saved us. Alright. Low-key, dude, low-key. What if? Okay, Mew EX. Execute. What if? We have 3 draws. Sabrina is actually really huge. I'm a Professor Research first. I think it's on the top. I think it's already on the top. Oh. We might have this in the bag. Because I can... Okay. I'm not going to place anything more down. Low key though, if we get Sabrina, that'd be super obnoxious. I'm going to place the second one down only in case we get Sabrina. Because I don't want to get Sabrina and then have to waste an energy. Because what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to execute and I think I'm going to Sabrina. I really do think this is the most optimal play. We just have to go for the gamble. I think we could do this. I literally believe we land the heads here and we just win the game. I mean, either way, dude, the 40 damage is still pretty substantial. It's still really good for us. They definitely have Exeggutor EX though if they're doing this play. And they could low-key Sabrina us back, but if they do that, low-key, at least, we do have Ivysaur to, like, take the hit, but I might just, yeah, I probably have to just have Ivysaur take the hit. I can't let possibly, Ivysaur, or, like, Execute just, like, paying for free. Oh, they're actually putting Mew EX back in. That's totally fine by me too. Low-key, maybe I should just end name as the Mew. I really thought the but I mean the head with the exeggutor would have just been godlike. We're still fine. I mean, we have to knock out Mew EX twice anyways, unless we land 2 heads. So do as much damage to it, so it can't come back in. And we land the heads just to guarantee the knockout. We don't guarantee the knockout, so if they they can't air come you. Yeah, I think the wave is to swap in Venusaur next turn. Okay, as long as they don't land heads. Okay, the other one's freaking weak now, dude. They're gonna be just swapping out. How many leaves do they have? They have 1 leaf and 2 X speeds. I think they already used 2 X speeds, right? We needed that Tails. That Tails was actually substantial for us to win this game. And we need to land heads. I mean, at this point, we already have execute down. The freaking hit the super now. I don't think a Bulbasaur being down would be that bad. But I guess I could save for Mew. Yeah, I think I saved this. And we get a heads. Perfect. And then we swap in Venusaur next turn with the leaf. Knock out exeggutor EX. Then I think we just pray. Yeah, they have the Erica, which is something I was thinking about. But if we just land 1 more Hells on it, we're guaranteed to be able to think. And we have an Erica, which I might just do. They guarantee us to live if they land a heads here. They land a Hells. I think I just stole Erica up though, don't I? Yes, I stole Erica up. I can't take the chance of feigning. And I guess low-key we put down like next Bulbasaur. I guess we just start stacking that shit up too in case we need to go into it. And we land the heads, which is, I think that guarantees us the knockout of Venusaur. Let's see. Yeah, that literally, unless they have the potion and Erica. They're just gonna stack up Celebi by like 20 million. We need to get another Tails, and then we need to land another heads, and we're like chilling. That's perfect. They can't guarantee knock us out of the other exeggutor, and then okay. If we land a Tails in this position, or I mean, if we land another heads, bro, I think we're actually in a super good spot to win this game. Oh, dude, exeggutor EX is clutching it up. Although, I mean, it's still possible, dude. We're going to be taking 5 Celebi coin flips again. If they send a Celebi, and if not, if they send an exeggutor, we land a single Tails, dude, we just swap out with the leaf. If they don't swap out for some reason. I mean, they could have the other Erica, though. Oh, they have a Giovanni. Why do they use the Giovanni, though? Actually, they can't swap out exeggutor. As long as they don't have an Erica, dude. Because we already did the damage. Although a head would have been very crucial there. We actually should have, what we should have done is we should have swapped out fucking Venusaur. Because if they have the Erica, now we just kind of lose. Although, did they already use the leaf? Yeah, they haven't used the leaf. We should have fucking, if they have a leaf in X speed. Yeah, we should have guaranteed the knockout with fucking Venusaur. Is what we should have done. Because they wouldn't have been able to swap out. Well, no, they would have actually been able to swap out this turn, but they wouldn't. Yeah, no, never mind. That was stupid of me. I know what I'm talking about. That tells us pretty massive. I think we have 1 Erica left in the deck, right? Yeah, we have 1 Erica. Professor Research would be cool, just to thin the deck out. I don't think we have any base. No, we have Mew. I guess we just get Mew out. I think we leaf out now. I mean, we have both Venusaurs, dude. I think we just do it. I mean, they could just not have leaf. They also have they have leaf though. Okay, but if we live the Celebi, we win. It's gonna be coin 6 coin flips. As long as we live, they literally have to get more than 50%. We love to see it. We love to see it. Oh my god. Okay. And we have the Erica. I don't know if the Erica is going to matter. I do not think the Erica matters. Does it? The Erica matter? I guess low-key. I mean, either... I think we just save it for whatever we have. Okay, dude. We just... I don't know. Screw it. If it matters, it matters. That puts us into range, actually, bro. Everything else is one shot, so unless they fucking put the other Celebi in, dude, they're screwed. Even with air kind of potion, they all go to 100. I think we win this. I literally think we're guaranteed, because if they knock out this Venusaur, we have the other Venusaur. And no matter what they do, they can't do anything. Like if they swap out of the other Celebi just gets weak, and then they're in the same situation. Oh my god, dude. I can't believe we won that. The first game went super bad. And then the second game, literally, at the very start was super bad, but we just got super lucky in the middle of the game. Doesn't matter. Like I said, doesn't matter. Yeah, swapping out Exeggutor EX was the best decision we made. Also, setting up the other Venusaur was really good. Good thing we actually didn't put like Mew, and then we just win. Holy shit. I can't believe it, bro. Top 4. Okay, we are on to top 4 against another Gyarados deck. I've already defeated like 3 of these in the tournament. Let's see if I can make grand finals. Going first. Okay, love to see it. We fucking love to see it. Let me just make sure this is classic Gyarados, but they have blue, which is something interesting to note. Oh my god, this has actually got a hand. I wouldn't mind Mew also. Although I don't know how useful Mew is going to be for now, so I'm just going to keep Mew in the hand. Oh shit, dude. My hair looks like fucking trash, bro, because it keeps falling out of the beanie, and obviously I'm not using hair gel, bro, because it's like 9 o'clock at night. But we got this, bro. As long as they don't put like Druddigon in. That'd be so nice. Landing ahead's just knocking something out. I bet you they are going to like swap out though. I don't think they just leave Froakie in the active spot. And just landing aheads here, dude, just speed from the game. Yeah, Exeggutor EX, let's go. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's go. Druddigon definitely comes in, but we just built a Venusaur in the back, dude. So by the time Gyarados eliminates Venusaur, or eliminates Exeggutor EX, we're just chilling. Unless they land a Misty Flip. If they land a Misty Flip, then I don't attack Druddigon. Or if they evolve in the Frogadier, then I just hopefully they don't have Greninja, dude, because we just got attacked either way. But they might, if they don't have Gyarados, it seems, or they're just baiting. We actually draw Sabrina. That's actually super good for us. I think I'm gonna use the Sabrina now, because as long as we do 40 damage on Frogadier, one, we have a chance of actually just knocking that out right away, and two, if we only do 40 damage, if it comes back in later in the game, we actually just one shot of Venusaur. So I think it's worth it. Let's see. Okay, we don't get the heads, but that means they also have to waste the energy or a leaf. So I'm totally fine with this play. And I think they're just gonna, are they gonna attack, or probably just swap, right? Yeah, okay, that's exactly what I was thinking. Which means they're saving the leaf for when Gyarados comes online. And I guess they could get a Misty Flip, which would be super bad for us. By that point, they get a Misty Flip, and we get a head too, so we're just guaranteed Druddigon knockout next turn. That's really good for us. As long as they don't get a Misty Flip. A Misty Flip would be actually... Well, no, if they get a Misty Flip, they can't swap out Druddigon, actually, so I don't mind that. No, yeah, actually, if they get a Misty Flip, I'd rather them use Misty here. Now we're guaranteed the win. Because they can't use the thing. They won't be able to swap out Druddigon. Not only that, they don't even get the thing. We knock out Druddigon next time, and then by the time they knock out Magikarp, we have, or Exeggutor, we have Venusaur waiting in the background, and then Venusaur, Gyarados cannot do a single thing about Venusaur. Especially when we already have all the stuff built up on Venusaur, because then we don't have the chance of like losing the energy. I guess we technically do now. Like we could lose the 60. I guess, yeah. But whatever, dude. No, yeah, I guess if we lose the energy, and if they have Gyarados, that's pretty bad for us. But the fact that they haven't evolved yet, dude, they might actually not have Gyarados. Or they could just be waiting, because I already used the Sabrina. Yeah, okay, it all comes down to if we lose this energy or not. If we lose the energy on Venusaur, we're screwed. They're just gonna Misty anyways. Okay, let's just see what happens. Not like it matters. Let's see, it all comes down. Let's look at Venusaur's energy. Fuck, dude, we lose on Venusaur. If only I had... Dude, we actually might have just lost the game because of that. That is the first round, though. It is Gyarados. I mean, those Gyarados games just happen. We had a really good start, but it doesn't matter. All we need to do is just... I might just say fuck it, bro. And I just need to sack a Venusaur right away. If I sacked a Venusaur away, we would have won that match. We are going first again with the combo. Yeah, I mean, we might as well. There's no downside to it. We have Mew, so I'm gonna have to go for the Mew play. Hopefully this isn't Druddigon. It's Druddigon. I mean, like, maybe I shouldn't have attacked the Druddigon, dude, and left my thing at full health, but I really thought we would have been fine. I mean, if they put Magikarp now in this position, we're chilling because we have the Sabrina. And if we can knock one of the Magikarps out, we're actually in such a godlike position. So this second game possibly could go good, unless they play us on 2 basics. I know usually I shouldn't attack this, but I mean, they don't have anything else. For us to research into an Ivysaur and Venusaur would be godlike. And not losing my energy this time. A Leaf does not do a single thing for us. 9 cards left in the deck. Just another Bulbasaur. Fuck. Yeah, if we get a heads here, I'm fine. But if we don't, then I'm... That's exactly what I needed. Now they just cannot get a single Misty. A single Misty just propels us in such a bad position. Oh god, dude, it all comes down to these Misties, man. I don't like it. That's nice. That's super good for us. 2 energy. Yeah, I mean, we just have to big on them not getting a Misty. We bank on them not having a Misty, and then we bank on them also not having a Gyarados. I think I saved the Sabrina this time for a late game situation. And knock out like a Druddigon or like some type of like Froakie dude with Venusaur. If they do evolve. Or if they do evolve, like I'm gonna have to stack. I should have stacked a Mew dude in case. Because if we don't draw Ivysaur, then we're screwed. If we don't draw Ivysaur, I might actually just switch in the Bulbasaur or something. And let it get knocked out. And they have a second Misty, but if they do this play, they can't attack us. Okay, that's perfect. Now we're in the same situation where like we're threatening the energy loss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Erica up to full health. Because I do not want to get one shot by Gyarados. We need to live a Gyarados, yeah, so we just don't attack it. I could have Sabrina done damage, but then we just get one shot, and then if the same situation happens, if we lose the energy, we just lose the game. We wait one more turn before using the Sabrina. Because... Although I might just save the Sabrina. No, I think we have to use the Sabrina and bring Gyarados in. Because I don't want them to set up like the Greninjas in the back. Because that's like super toxic for us. Yeah, and if we actually do Sabrina and Gyarados, dude, and they stay in, we're guaranteed to get 2 hits. Okay, well they're bringing Gyarados in now. I mean, losing the energy of Venusaur, bro, we have 2 turns to basically not lose the energy. It all comes down to these next turns. Let's look. Venusaur lost it again. That's actually really bad for us because that's obviously not what we want to have happen. I guess worst case scenario, dude, we have to go in for another exeggutor EX. We have to go in another exeggutor EX. Like, let's just land at heads, dude, please. Yep, that's not what we want to see. This is why low-key putting it on Mew EX would have been more safer because we're just guaranteed the knockout. We don't lose the energy. Okay, we're guaranteed this win. Or we're not guaranteed the win, but we're like, it's super better than... we're like, I want to say we're like 90% guaranteed. And we just attack, and now everything's one shot. Everything just gets fainted next turn. And Gyarados can't even attack. Just one more, dude. Just one more. Just one more. Yeah, I actually think this is actually a really good hand. Because we're going second, so we build up the energy faster. I mean, we just build up Venusaur right away, dude, with the Ericas. If we take damage, we take damage. We do the 60 on like Greninja if they stay in, and then we just are able to one-shot it once we get the 4 energy. And we even get Exeggutor, so I mean, if we get an X-Speed and Execute, bro, that's even another play we could do. And we get the XP, but not the thing, but so whatever. I wonder if they're just gonna do damage. Yeah, they're just gonna do damage. I'm fine with that. They definitely have Greninja in their hand if I feel like they're doing this play. And if they do have Greninja, the question is, I do need Erica up. Yeah, I can't take the risk of taking damage, dude. Or just like insta losing to a Greninja. I had to do it. Yep, okay, exactly what did that play. Now we have Venusaur online, which is really good. They're not stacking up on Magikarp at all. So we're gonna take 80 damage, so Venusaur should be like 110. We're gonna get into their Erica, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe we could like even like make them use that shit on us instead, like instead of the Shuriken. But drawing it, we need to draw the other Erica. Like right now, I'm not gonna lie. Also, we needed them to not get a good Misty Flip. Because I could just insta-lose this game, especially because Venusaur is so weak. I mean, we could potentially swap out of a Leaf and an X-Speed if I do draw a Leaf. I think I might do that play, potentially. After we knock out Greninja. Just for, like, the back. I don't know yet. They're switching the Druddigon, which is totally fine by me. And they're doing blue. I mean, that's kind of fine. I just don't have to attack it. I probably will attack it. I should just get the HP back. Actually, I lose more HP than I gain. So, I only gain 10 HP from it. Yeah, I think it low-key. I think it's the wave. I know we lose a lot of energy, dude. But we kind of need to be at full HP. And they already have fucking Greninja out, dude. So there's no reason not to attack Druddigon. Especially if we land the heads next turn. They're just going to slowly chip away Venusaur, which is super obnoxious. Maybe we should have stayed in attack. Maybe that was the wave, but if we did that and they had to leave, dude, they would just come back in and then they would just knock out Venusaur in like 2 turns. We have another Bulbasaur. It might just be worth it to stack up the second Bulbasaur, dude, at this point. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that play. We have the second exeggutor. I mean, we still have a leaf somewhere if we need to swap into this one. It's not gonna be useful. We don't need to use the thing yet. We need to land the heads right now. Shit, dude, we needed that head super bad. I might have to. Yeah, I don't know what to do because if they get Gyarados online, we're just screwed. I think this might be one of those just checkmate situations. I actually do not see a single out for this game. I'm just drawing the full Greninja line going first. Of course, the one time they go first, they have the full line. And it's like we could have Erica up too, but it's just like it's just kind of like wasting the stuff. I should just stay in with Venusaur, I guess. And they're just typing the new one. Yeah, that's kind of better for us. We have Sabrina, but it's like I know they have fucking Druddigon, dude. Or I know they have whatever his name is, Gyarados. So I just Erica up the exeggutor EX, or what do I do? It doesn't matter if I do it actually because they just freaking Greninja me and then knock me out because they probably have a leaf. So I guess we just attack, dude. I guess it's just a 50-50 if they have, or not a 50-50, but I mean, if they have Gyarados, they have Gyarados. I think I can't play around it because I mean, if they leaf and then Gyarados, we're just even in a worse position. Where at least we have the Sabrina. We could possibly knock out Greninja or something. And then if we knock out Greninja, we're in a super good position. But if they just put Magikarp and they have Gyarados. Yeah, they just have Gyarados. Maybe we just lose. I guess we could swap in the Druddigon or something. But they just have a leaf. So. Yeah, I mean, there's literally nothing we could have done. There's not a single thing we could have done. We kept the Druddigon and they just leafed out. They brought in it anyways. We used Erica. I guess we could draw the second Venusaur, but at this point it doesn't matter. They just had a God Hand. Yeah, so top 4. That's GG's. Not a single thing we could have done. Actually, yep. Well, that ends the run at 4th, dude. I mean, I wish we could obviously went better. I mean, we beat every single Gyarados but this person. The third game is just very unfortunate that they went first. I absolutely think if we went first, I think we actually, I don't even know. I don't even think we really would have done anything. Maybe would have done anything, but I mean, we do get the extra like draw first, so it could have. But yeah, I think we just would have lost that anyways, just because their hand was super good. I literally don't see a way we would have won around that Greninja, especially when we draw. We literally only drew the Venusaur line. And we just took too much damage, so we had to swap Venusaur. I mean, I could have kept Venusaur in. And maybe that was the wave. Maybe if I kept Venusaur in, attacked the Druddigon. But then it's like, I'm going to faint pretty soon anyways from the Greninja. So I think swapping was the best solution. But then we didn't land the heads on Druddigon. And we had to knock it out in 3 turns. I think if we got the 2 knockout on Druddigon, we had a chance. But we just didn't get the coin flips we needed. So anyways, that's the run.